Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's working. Clippy clip. Clippy clip. It's giving me XP, so I'll take it, yeah. I don't know if you can change it for like a couple months of there. Which is, I mean, that's pure dedication. We'll have to. I was just watching it. I don't want Louis Rossman to copyright strike me. I don't think
because they know that this person likely has.
I don't want him to think I'm stealing his content.
I was listening to the Facebook whistleblower hearings with
And I'm not. I'm not stealing your content, Louis Rossman. Please don't.
Senator Josh Hawley a few months back. One of the elements that stuck out to me was when they were talking about how if an underage girl has deleted a selfie, Meta keeps track of this because they know that this person likely has low self-esteem at that moment that they deleted a picture of themselves, which means that they may be more apt to purchase something from an advertiser of a cosmetic product. And I think about this within the context of what companies used to get in trouble for and what they do, or more importantly, don't get in trouble for today. I grew up in the 90s, a time when Microsoft had hell and fury fall down upon them because they bundled a...
I mean, this is gonna be a like a boomer moment, but I agree with it. I think it did.
a web browser with their operating system. What?
The Luz is right. Companies used to be afraid to make mistakes like this, and they're not anymore. They're not anymore because they're fucking monopolies. Oh, I've had the notify me bot. That's just because I'm lazy. It's really just because I want to like automate some stuff. So we're gonna have a quick, not history lesson, but I'm on PeerTube. I thought about setting up my own PeerTube server, but it's very resource intensive. So I had a PeerTube server. It's very resource intensive, and it's a lot of maintenance. I mean, it's a lot of maintenance. I got to make sure there's no one uploading child porn or child sexual abuse material, like at all. I got to monitor registration, and PeerTube doesn't allow me to mask my IP address like some of my other applications, because I would not run this in the cloud. There's no point in running something in the cloud if I want to be decentralized. Don't use Python for Discord bots. The documentation is disgusting. I don't, surprisingly. I just use a service. There's a service that I use. That's okay. It's free and it's delayed. I try to not sink a ton of money into this because I do YouTube for free. But Louis Rossmann has a point here. We'll see why in a couple minutes. But back under actual free market, like capitalistic, ecosystem, a lot of these companies would not exist. The second that they do anything that makes you fundamentally disgruntled, you just move to the next application. But these retards and the failure of our government doesn't just pretty much allows these people. They allow these people to exist, and they do nothing. They allow them to buy up these companies with intent to keep them separate so they don't look like a monopoly. But I mean, they really are. Here's a quick map. Now there is you have to be careful with it because there's a grain of salt. This is the map because like people are like, oh, BlackRock owns everything. They really don't. They're just investors. Disney actually owns a lot of this. Like a lot. They own Marvel. They own all of Marvel. They own FX. They own GoPro. They own ESPN. They own Disney Direct to Consumer. They own actually real estate. They own stuff. They own a set of apartments outside of their thing. This is a lot of ownership. How much farther? I mean, like when the people were complaining about like the railroad system, the Rockefellers, the Rothschilds, they're like nothing compared to like some of the ownership. And then we looked up one before. How much do Kraft own? Yeah, that's true. They will go through they'll like literally have one bad experience with a car and like fucking boycott every stroke over it, but they won't leave Facebook. That's a good example. Kraft owns a ton of companies. They own Velveeta. They own Jell-O. They own Oscar Mayer. They own Idaho. They own... I mean, most people probably buy these brands. No question. You're just buying from Kraft. Dunkin' ice cream. That's crazy. And there's probably other subcontracts that they fucking own and subsidies. It's just, you're really buying from one company. Pepsi, yeah. Let's see what Pepsi owns. It's probably huge. Holy shit! Aquafina, Starbucks, Pepsi, Rice-A-Roni, Gatorade, Aquafina, Mountain Dew, Lipton, Ocean Spray, Mug Beer. Pepsi Cone is known for their beverages. You know that they also own a variety of food brands as well. Doritos, Frito-Lay's, Fritos, Lay's, Tostitos, Sun Chips, Ruffles. That is a lot. Brands owned by Pepsi. Brisk, Lipton, Mountain Dew. Like, the list is huge. International brands, 7-Up. Twisteds. That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot of companies these fuckers own. Well, I think Coca-Cola, what did they do? They did something very unique. So no matter what you buy, I think Pepsi did the same thing, but like, whatever you buy, you're just buying from them, so it doesn't matter. I changed the profile politically. Based, as you should. Back to the point. So, Louis Rosman said that people would be upward and it would be upset when software would make a mistake. This is true. When you look at software at a fundamental level, when you have a bad experience, you will get mad, get angry, and then you will sue the company into the ground if they continue to violate your rights. Or just don't use it. But what are you going to do? I was listening to a podcast earlier where they're like, you're pretty much using 5 apps that lead to the other 5 apps, and there's no actual
whether you think this is a good idea or not, I personally think.
Wait, so we did a couple minutes. We're just gonna do playback speed because my ADHD is kicking in, and I'm like, I can't watch 7 minutes.
That a web browser being installed in every single person's computer that standards not compliant, that is so bad that you can literally get a virus from visiting a web.
Louis Rosman talks really fast, so this is kind of fucked up for me to do. I mean, the downfall came, and I knew it wasn't going to change when Facebook bought Instagram and WhatsApp. I knew it was over. Now they don't give a shit that you leave Facebook for Instagram. Well, Billy Jenkins didn't.
Website has its problems, but when you look at what it is that companies got in trouble for in the 90s,
everyone.
it just doesn't hit the same when you look at what companies get away with now. I remember having a Dell Dimension 233 back in the day, and if you wanted to get the one that had slightly better graphics, they would give you a free installation of Microsoft Office. And with Microsoft Office back in the day, it came with Clippy. Whether or not you like Clippy and whether or not you like Microsoft.
Yeah, Visa's a good example of this. You have Visa and MasterCard. You only have 2 of these fucking brands that control the vast majority of your income. If Visa does not want to do business with you because you make sexual content, sorry, losers.
Office, or having an operating system that had the browser built into it that could easily get you a virus when you visited other websites that were trying to invade your privacy. The one thing that you could say, unlike Facebook.
Yeah, I'm stopping every 5 seconds so that I can appease the copyright law. So Windows failed because they came too late in the game, and BlackBerry pretty much there's just too much competition. I mean, that's why LG left. People make up this weird thing. They're like, oh, BlackBerry was like so secure that they made it illegal or something, which is the most retarded thing ever. If that's true, then Signal would not exist. I mean, the government probably hates Signal. They probably hate the existence of Signal, but it didn't make Signal illegal. And BlackBerry's encryption, what was the OS that Nokia made? I think KaiOS, right? Symbian OS. Guys, is this Gentoo based? So you could go to another alternative operating system. You could, I mean, now it's just Android and Apple, and then KaiOS. I think that's on like flip phones.
Who is trying to profit off of young girls that feel suicidal. Clippy simply wanted to help. He might have been annoying, but he just wanted to help. There were no ulterior motives. If you told Clippy that you were having a bad day, he wasn't going to use that information to try and figure out which advertiser to sell you to, nor was he trying to steal your personal
Nice,
data
the
or get you to
OG.
purchase other Microsoft products. He had no ulterior
I
motives.
love
He was
all
simply
the
there to help.
Clippies.
Unlike many modern pieces of software, like what you get from Adobe or Intuit, where you can't buy QuickBooks anymore. You can't buy a video editor anymore. You have to pay a subscription fee for it. If I were to boot up that computer that has not been used for 28 years and I wanted to start up Microsoft Word, I could do so without connecting to the internet. And Clippy would still be there, happy and as enthusiastic as ever, simply wanting to help. Adobe is another example of this. This is a company that tried to twist people's arms into
Clippy
having
with an
AI
afro.
and machine learning stuff go through their personal data. Not public data,
That's
not the
awesome.
speeches that I give, not my website or my blog posts or my videos, but my private data, the stuff that I'm editing. And there were people that were not able to get into their account until they agreed to this new end user license agreement. When they are looking for access to your data, they're doing so because they want to train an AI on how to do what you do without paying you, without your consent.
This is true.
Clippy simply wanted to help. When Clippy would ask you if you wanted help with writing your letter, Clippy wouldn't even read the contents of your letter.
Space and was not created by Nokia. No. Based on Debian, cringe. Actually, Windows Phone is super old. It was just no, like Windows. I know what you're saying, but what made Windows fail is the lack of adoption, the lack of applications that it could get ported over to the ecosystem to match mobile. I mean, like a ton of other things, and just no one cared. And Windows is bloat. I mean, that's like the main reason is the lack. They got very late into the game. What do you mean? Debian is using Nextbase. What are you talking about?
He just wanted to offer suggestions.
They got very late into the game. Their lack of applications, their lack of support is what killed it. It just did. I mean, they sued based upon these reasonings, and I don't necessarily disagree with them. But they also came came late into the game compared to like Android and Apple's like widely adopted ecosystem. Windows was way far behind.
Game of Thrones had them.
We understand there was like a Windows 7. What was the first Windows phone? Windows 7 phone. It was in 2010. I mean, that's ooh. Two 2009, 2008, and then like first iPhone. Windows had been focusing on PDAs before smartphones, which left them at a disadvantage in moving. Sure, 2007. So Apple brought. I mean, no one get like. Even if PDAs were probably more popular in 2009 than 2000. They were probably more popular in 2009 than they were not. Where was like PDAs? Let's look at the PDA sales. No, I know Windows Mobile. PDAs. Sales in 10. $91. Palm. Touchscreen. Memory cards. Wire connectivity. Who the fuck would want an Ethernet? Yo, hot sync for Palm OS. Pocket PC 2000. I mean, I wouldn't. It'd be very hard to compare Windows Mobile's like PDA to compare to It'd be very hard to compare it. Their market share was 7% by 2010. Android couldn't, I mean, dude, 10%. 17%. 17%. And it was only out for a year. Android's market share was 17% in 2000. I mean, that's crazy. That's terrible for Windows. I mean, like, it was at 7% in 2000, the same year. Like, that's... It's just not it. Wow. 28%. That's crazy. I think Android has a bigger market share now, like overall. 2010 iPhone has significantly larger market share than Android in the United States, with 20% of smartphone use in the US and 9% on Android, according. Global market share, iOS at 25 and Android at 8 point. Whoa, that's crazy. How would you like to? Nokia actually wrote a Linux-based phone OS, but only a couple devices shipped with it until Microsoft bought them. Yeah, these companies just buy each other. Nokias are still used. I believe Nokia smartphones are still sold. Wow, I do not like that. There's people that were like betting on their stock for some fucking insane reason. I mean, BlackBerry went into like the security section. BlackBerry went into the security section, and it's like not surprising. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow. $40. Let's see. Solid performance. Generic. Based. No more where's my charger panics. 2-day battery life, that's crazy. Migo, that's it. Feature phones. The flip guy. This is peak. Premium design, 4G perks. This is real peak, guys. You ain't pulling this shit out, she ain't gonna think you it. Whoa, two fucking SIM card slots? Based. Graphene OS, move out of the way. But they don't. They never get bigger. They get fucked. I'm gonna sleep. Night sleepy. They never get there because it's just the problem is competition just does not exist. Whoa, that's kind of sick. A built-in light function like that is kind of nice. Kind of nice. Ooh, based. Base. HMD fusion. Yeah, no one's using this. This guy's never heard even Nokia. None of these people have. I can feel it. The peace and quiet button. Detox mode. They gotta always add these Ew, these bezels are ass. Microsoft could have bought them before it could. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, it just doesn't exist. Like, competition is just hard. Once a company, look at what Amazon, look at the companies that Amazon bought. It's insane. Amazon buys all the companies. This is common. They own. Holy shit. They own IMBD. Just put that into your back of your head. They own just a fucking search engine for fucking movies. Audible, Zappos, Prime, Woot, Amazon App Store, abooks.com. They bought in every book, probably publisher, manufacturer, or whatever in the fucking sun, under the sun. Whole Foods, Amazon Go, Fresh, Treasure Truck, Kindle Direct. So you just pretty much cannot do your own book. Elastic File System. They own a file system. That's some crazy shit right there. AWS, Amazon Azure, Glacier. Glacier's dog shit, by the way. It's very expensive. Just fucking put everything on a hard drive. Alexa, Kindle, Halo, Amazon Fire, Lua, Twitch. I mean, Presto. I don't know what the fuck Presto is. 365, cloud computing. Just everything under the sun with cloud computing. Ring, Fire Stick, Luna. I didn't even know the fuck they own. I didn't know they own Fire Stick. That's crazy. Wherever Twitch is. Amazon Robotics, Amazon Business, Prime Air, whatever the fuck that means. Good Threads, which I've seen before. 206 Good Threads. They just own. Oh, there it is. They just own so much. It's crazy. All I need is ZFSS and FSS. For real. Why is Amazon held the highest acquisition cost? Whole Foods. PillPack. I don't know what PillPack is. ZFSS stand here, though. They own also something to do with like fucking medicine. Household. They own the Neighbor app, which by the way, if you have a fucking Alexa, just don't even use it. Proprietary brands, 365, Good Threads, 6206 Collective, Amazon Elements, Amazon Essentials, Amazon Basics, Happy Belly, Maze, Presto, Logistics, Amazon Business. What up, business? What up, Leonard? It's just they own too much.
And spoiler alert, there's this Sons of the Heartbeat in season 5. They were these people that wore masks, and they pushed back against the new regime. And the purpose of the mask was to let the leaders know that when you see people with this mask, we are against you and your new regime, and we are going to push back against it as often as we can. And the worry with the Sons of the Heartbeat mask is that it starts with one person putting the mask on, and then somebody else gains the balls to put the mask on, and then 20 or 40 or 100 of them put the mask on. And once 100 or 1,000 of them put the mask on, there's nothing that the leaders can do at that point. Enough people have put it on, and enough people have come together with solidarity. And they're going to do something about it. Now, granted, this may not be the best analogy because, spoiler alert, they were trying to bring back slavery and they also were just bad people. Khaleesi kind of became a shitbag at that point. But besides, I think that Clippy is like a modern-day Sons of the Harpy mask. If you're tired of companies changing the terms of the sale after the sale and getting away with it, turn your profile photo to a Clippy. If you're tired of companies that have the ability to reach into your house and ransomware your products if they stop working unless you pay them again, claiming that that's legal, but then when somebody tries to give you back access to what you bought and paid for, that's illegal, change your profile photo to a Clippy. If you're tired of sex bots invading the comment section on a regular basis and their comments always posting with no problem, but your comments being censored even when you're not saying anything that bad, change your profile picture to a Clippy. If Google being one of the premier data mining companies on earth, not being able to tell that little fucking cat with two pillows next to it that they try to make look like an ass, so that thirsty young men click it as they normalize sex trafficking on the platform that doesn't allow you to express an opinion bothers you, change your profile picture to a Clippy and let them know that you're not happy. Clippy never tried to normalize sex trafficking. He just...
Alexa was just a way to get people used to being listened to all the time. I mean, kind of. Kind of. I don't want to say it's like... It's probably not 24-hour listening, but it's definitely... I mean, there's little to say that it is or isn't, but you could just test it. You could turn off the... You could... It's Jay. Jay. Oh, Jed Cooper. I think Alexa, whichever alias I use, yeah, whatever. Oh, fair. I think Alexa was probably had good intentions, just like Ring, and then they're like, wait a minute, if that makes sense. I don't think its intention was ever that. And I mean, you could kind of test it. Like you can just turn it off and like do a Wireshark investigation. I don't like to be. I'm not being try to be charitable. I try never to be charitable. For these companies because they know they don't give a fuck. But I don't think it's good to just make stuff up. Like to like believe that it's like being. I don't think you should have it. And if you do have it, put it on a separate VLAN and, you know, do your network magic where you can make sure it's not turned on all the time. But it's not impossible to verify this. You can verify it yourself by doing a network. Alexa is bare minimum to make people more. Yeah, that I agree. At the bare minimum, it is to make people. Well, let me rephrase this. I think no, because I do believe I do believe that there is a use for automation. I think automation is great. I think AI is fine on the surface level. It's actually a great thing. There are things that humans should not just repetitively do throughout their life. That just sounds terrible. I think there are certain aspects of our life that we just do not need to keep. Like, why the fuck do I need to, like, why would I want to wake up and type in the browser to order one thing? You know what I mean? If the AI was local and it was doing it for me, like, hey, order me diapers for my kid every Tuesday at 3 p.m. I don't see anything wrong with that. I think that's fine. It makes your life easier, makes it more efficient so you do not waste your time doing dumb shit. And you can spend more time watching me. Just kidding. But, no, I'm not. My watch time. But the point is, order me crack every Monday. Order me crack every Monday at 3 p.m. I think there's parts of automation that I do all the time that I don't like repeat. So I had a Mastodon server on DigitalOcean. This is a perfect example. That's a joke. Yeah, that's a joke, YouTube. Please don't strike me. So I had a Mastodon server. There was a temp file in my system that was eating the shit out of my storage, like eating my ass on the worst level. It was annoying. I had to go in every 3 to 4 days and dump this file. It was a temp file. I had to dump it every fucking 3 to 4 days. Otherwise, my server would crash. I don't know what it was. It was just a temp file. It was fucking annoying, and I wanted to pay for extra storage. So what I did is, I made this gives me a simple. They give me a simple program that I can spend 3 minutes setting up to automate. I don't want to talk to my computer unless I can't spell something. Sure, but I don't think like it makes you lazy or anything. So I went in. I made a bash file script or a Python. I can't remember which one. I made one of the two, and I used a cron job to execute it every single day at 2 p.m. in the morning. 2 a.m. So it would clear this file out, and it would save me a ton of storage, gigs of storage, every single couple days. It was awesome. I loved it. I guess everyone here is here, not on Twitch. True. I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Wanted to help. If you're tired of companies saying out loud that the reason they want to keep you from fixing what you bought and paid for is that may take money away from them, change your profile photo. to a Clippy. I never expected to win the legislative battle. It would be nice if I did, but it was never something that I set as I need to do this or I'm a failure. What I always hoped to do was win the cultural battle, where all of you understand what's going on and you decide that enough is enough. If I ever have a chance in my personal life to push back against this, I will. You're me. Where you create a decides to try and get the individual in trouble. 10 cases to prosecute. Only got time for 6. Maybe I just ignore this one. When a company CEO logs into their Slack and sees 10,000 Clippies looking back at them, what I hope occurs is that they intuitively understand that they no longer live in a world where they can get away with fucking over the consumer. That their employees, their partners are not going to be accomplices to this anymore. That they are alert and they are aware of what is going on and they are going to politely but firmly push back against it. Every single one of those 10,000 people will be an obstacle to the anti-consumer practices and the anti-ownership practices, and it will no longer be another cog in the assembly line sending us all into a dystopia. There will be a moment where that one person who usually...
Cato. And the thing is, people think that like social stances don't matter, like voting doesn't matter, which I disagree with. I think all those things do add up. I mean, I think the majority of people like hate lobbying, but they don't realize that. No, I'm pointing out that I'm doing that is a fair comparison. Amazon Alexa is just a voice command fucking cron job. I just like the cron job. I can stop running. I can unplug Alexa. I'm pointing out that they're same in the sense of I had a problem. I wanted it to be automated. It just made my life easier. If Alexa allowed me to do everything locally, I would have no issue with it. If it was all local, this is what this was for. I think it was Micron. What was it? Damn you, Ars Technica. Quit being a bitch. What's it called? Mycroft. This is it. I think it died though. I don't know if it's still. Yeah, it was. It doesn't exist anymore, I think. It's all community. Ooh. Yeah, they were like, Stallman said if he's in the same house as one of them, he'll unplug it. Richard Stallman also probably wouldn't use a chair if it had proprietary legs on it. But this was it. Like, this was a really cool open source AI. You could use it all locally. That was the point. I could do it locally. I mean, people need to understand that humans need to waste less time doing repetitive shit. That's all it is. As long as you own it and you have the option to make it local, I have zero problems with it. If you want it to be in the cloud, fine. That's your choice. I think you should. The problem is users don't have choice. We don't have any choice in it. There's little to no choice.
Would not have a say in anything can be activated, and in that moment keep the world from sliding further into a dystopia, or help push it forward in the opposite direction. But we all have to get together, and the first step is making it public that we know what's going on. That starts with a Clippy. On YouTube, if you're with me, I ask that you change your profile picture to a Clippy. At work, change your Slack profile picture to a Clippy. If you work at the White House, don't take down the United States flag, but somewhere on the grounds, put up a flag of a Clippy. Clippy is a symbol that what used to be considered one of the worst annoyances in our life would now not only be welcomed, but for all of its flaws.
If somebody at the White House was like, Clippy guys. Okay. One magic. Personally, my argument with the whole AI thing is a never asked for it. So why would I care about learning it and not getting left behind? Well, you don't have to use AI. That's the thing.
Flaws celebrated as an idol, because for all of these,
I mean, you didn't ask to be born. I mean, it's a pretty bad argument. You didn't ask to be born. You didn't ask for cars. You didn't ask for infrastructure. Nobody asked for a lot of things. I mean, I don't think there's an issue with AI. I think there's an issue with the way that we're implementing it, and we're not giving user choice in the terms of
these things that occur right now, where there is
in the terms of like if I want to use it or not. That I agree with.
negative malice of intent. I want to take away.
There's tons of things throughout society we've never asked for, and then we are like, you know what, this is actually great. I think AI is fine. A lot of companies are just forcing it, though. I don't like the force part.
What you own. I want to take this back.
And the
I
lack
want
of choice.
to get your data. I want to sell you to an advertiser when I know that you're crying. Flippy.
Manufacturers who have the relevant rights, not consumers.
Wow. Everyone hating. Also, AI feels like a solution looking for a problem to me. Clippy profile picture? Yeah, for real. Thank you. We should all adopt Clippy. Until it is unnecessary. Also, AI still feels like a solution looking for a problem to me. Sure. I'm not saying it's for everyone. It's not for everyone. It's fine. It's fine to not use it. It's fine to see that it doesn't bring value to life, but to say it has zero value, that's kind of a stretch. There are certain times where instead of me going out and going into a web browser and being like, what is this? I can just boom, local AI. It can answer it. It's private. It gives me options, and then I can go source check it if I think that it's going to have an influence on me. But sometimes AI just literally simplifies the stuff that I don't need to. I feel like the context is not needed. There are things where context is not needed. AI, I'm not gonna about to go to fucking court and be like, AI, quickly explain the Fifth Amendment to me. If you're American. AI, quickly read my rights. I don't think it's like that, but to think that it's nothing. I don't know. Also, I would like to apologize for the UK being so retarded. Yeah, you should apologize. You're about to spread ID verification to the United States against my will. It's gonna happen now. That's why I wake up every morning and I'm like, unfortunate to be British again. Every time a news article gets released, I'm like, wow, being British sounds terrible. I'm glad I wasn't born there. But then again, the UK voted. I think people don't realize the UK voted in Brexit, thus removing their GDPR protection, and just a few other things, the UK just now just do whatever the fuck they want. But the retards voted it in, and that's the I guess that's the problem. Ooh. I was telling my friends and family how this was bad. Brexit? Yeah. Everyone in the fucking world thought this was a terrible idea, except for the people that voted for it. Brexit was stupid. It literally fucked the UK in every possible way. It's gonna be majority port. They'll use your face recognition for everything. I don't know. I mean, I'm optimist. Already quit. My optimism is that we're not going to get we're not going to get forced ID because it's going to be such a big blowback and no one's going to fucking Oh no, the Online Safety Act. Oh, the Online Safety Act was retarded. I mean, Brexit should have been also like a fucking L. Brexit like fucked the UK from any GDPR protection. Yeah, I know it passed in 2023, and then it got worse, and it's getting worse, and it's, I mean. So Canada has a safety act that's going to probably leak into the U.S. And I mean, even the Online Safety Act, it should be like, I mean, it sucks. I'm just saying, no one could have. Everyone ignored me in 20. Sure. I mean, you can't. It's hard to make a claim. It's hard to make a claim about something without. The problem is like, anyone can look back on something and be like, "Well, I told you so." That doesn't mean it. No, it's, wait, what? Sure. You could foreshadow a lot of stuff. I mean, I'm not saying you were wrong. I just think people hear a lot of virtue signaling and they get tired of it and they just don't care. Like, so a common misconception today that still people read into is that our phones are listening to us. They're not. But now we have solutions to fix it and have better fingerprinting, anti-fingerprinting, and it fucking doesn't matter because people think their phones are listening to them. This is where bad information can get spread and harm us in like the long term. That's the point. You might have been right, but people just probably don't give a shit because they're like, well, why do I care? I have nothing to hide. The I have nothing to hide is the biggest problem, but the second problem is schizophrenic people go on the internet and spread misinformation that's ignorant and wrong. And then we ignore it because we think that there's nothing that we can do about it. That's the problem. Spreading bad information, not understanding the underlying technology, and spreading FUD too. FUD is like another big problem. Not only that, they only listen to you if you make yourself targeted. No. Your phones don't listen to you. They don't need to. Fingerprinting is so good, it doesn't need to listen to you. This is the problem. Again, the lack of understanding of how this stuff works is the issue. People just hear stuff in their ear, they regurgitate it without any context and any information, and then they just assume, and then they go regurgitate this information, and then it gets stuck into people's heads like a bug, like a worm. And because this worm is stuck in their head, they just regurgitate without any thinking. That's the problem. You do these things and you repeat, and then you create. I ripped the mic and speaker out of my laptop, so I don't. I mean, you don't have to. And you can just run Cubes OS, and it solves it. But the thing is, people, again, think that, like, I mean, if your system is compromised, then it's irrelevant what you do. There's other ways to fingerprint you. Your Bluetooth fingerprints you. Your IP address fingerprints you. Your browsing habits fingerprints you. They don't need the fucking microphone. That's what I'm saying. It's such a retarded thing to even care about. People are like, guys, my microphone is listening to me. It's like, we don't need that. Good. Congratulations. You are now ignoring all the other fingerprintable issues for one thing. This is the problem, and it makes me sweaty and angry to think about because of how people just continue to regurgitate the shittiest take when you could focus on the good things that privacy and security have come along the way, and you could even go further. You could focus on how do I mitigate it, because I know your MAC address fingerprints you, your hardware fingerprints you, your camera fingerprints you, your browser fingerprints you. I'm just saying, you could keep telling me you remove stuff, then you just don't got a laptop. Just tell me you don't have a laptop. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't fucking matter. Fingerprinting is so good now because, again, retards ignored the possibility of thwarting it until everyone uses the same browser and has relatively the same browsing habits. It does not fucking matter. It's that simple. Doesn't matter what you do. I'm just saying, like, that's why it's funny. Ooh, let's get rid of that. Okay. You're ignoring the other parts. You have a browser, right? You have a YouTube account because you're on YouTube. You're fingerprinted. That's the point that I'm making. It doesn't matter what you take out. Your hardware identifiers are irrelevant. You have a MAC address. Your Ethernet has a MAC address. Your Wi-Fi has a MAC address. You said you ripped out, again, you can rip out as much as you want. Then you're actually looking more identifiable, because if anyone could just look and be like, hey, this specific IP address, the specific operating system doesn't have a MAC address for their Ethernet or the Bluetooth or their camera, like, things are missing. It doesn't matter if you're using a phone. It looks more identifiable then. That's how fingerprinting works. Fingerprinting is unique. The more unique you look, the more you rip out, the more you desolder, the more you get rid of, the more interesting you do, then the better it's for them. That's how you. That means there's only one person with a YouTube account that doesn't have a microphone, that doesn't have a MAC address for XYZ, that doesn't have this, and this. You just look unique. You're putting a target on your head. It's just retarded. That's just the point that I make, is people focus on the wrong parts. Fingerprinting, anti-fingerprinting only works when more people look the same. It's like spotting in a crowd and being like, that guy has a Redmi or like a Samsung Galaxy phone and it's missing its camera. Now I know it's you, and it's missing its Bluetooth module, and it looks like it's been reassembled. This looks very unique to me. That's all it is. The more identifiers that you layer on that look unique, the worse it becomes. You think I use YouTube? All right. I mean, you're just. It doesn't matter. You look. The more you do, the more unique you look. That's the point. You guys think that I use my YouTube channel on my private computer? You just said you use it on your phone. That's unique. That's the point. Ooh, I have no reach. Do all your normie stuff on device and everything else on your private. If you're using your private device at your home, it doesn't fucking matter. That's what I'm saying. You're using YouTube. You're commenting. Your typing pattern's the same. You type the same everywhere. And if you say, oh, I type different everywhere, then, all right, you're just making shit up. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. It's just funny. Your typing can identify you. The way you speak can identify you. Your keyboard can identify you. You stripping out your Bluetooth and your camera does literally nothing. You could just you could also just software you can just software fucking do it. Yeah. You can just take airplane mode. There you go. Solved it. You can on Graphene OS you can disable microphone and camera access. Done. So, yo! Could be with an afro. Bass! And if you do all your quote-unquote normie stuff on a device and everything else on your private device, that's just... You just... I don't know, man. Sounds like you're just... It does not sound like you know what you're doing. I acknowledge... Even if I had a private device, let's say hypothetically. Ooh, I gotta delete this guy. If I had a private device, it wouldn't even, no one would even know. I wouldn't need to do all those things. I wouldn't need to remove my Bluetooth module, my camera, and all that. Good OPSEC just comes from looking like everybody else, literally. That's all it is. That's how you gray man. That's how everyone gray mans. That's just how it works. Ooh, we're gonna attack. We're gonna attack. And again, I always laugh at these people that they think they have exceptionally not good OPSEC. They go to these extreme extents. They're just making themselves, again, look unique. If you're listening and you don't need to do that unless you are Snowden. You don't need to do it at all. You can just do software. Look, Android in itself is relatively secure. And again, you don't need to do that at all, because if your system is compromised, the last thing they need is your Bluetooth and your microphone and your camera. They can do. Here, I'll show you. I'll kill this because this guy's retarded. He's like one of those people. Anybody knows a good 3D printer, arts and crafts on a budget? Ender Pro 3. It's amazing. I have it. I love it. So Glazy Maswell. Authorities located using mobile phone data, specifically GPS and historic location information from the phone. If you removed your GPS from your phone, somehow, let's say hypothetically, then why have a cell phone? You are just get a tablet. Literally just get a tablet. That's what I'm saying. People just either make shit up, they're dumb, or they're uneducated. That's all it comes down to. No, either if anyone ever comes to you and they tell you they did all this, they took out the camera, they took out the Bluetooth, they took out the mic and speaker out of their phone, of their laptop, which makes, again, no sense. You can just fucking kill it, or just run CubesOS. CubesOS segments all this, and you can block it off. They're lying to you, or they're uneducated. It's that simple. And when they have a YouTube account, it's even less educated. Glazy Maswell, a very rich, high-profile person who didn't even have their cell phone information under their actual name through a plethora of shit. They used a device called a IMS catcher or Stingray, and they fucking caught her. Throwing that out there. Rich, powerful person, got caught. Simple. Ghislaine Maxwell. Simple to understand. I'm not saying you can't. If you're in a situation where you need to hide from your government, don't take super precautions. Don't own a cell phone. Actually, if you think this, don't own a cell phone. But to answer your question, Chris, I have the Ender Pro 2. Get the Ender Pro 3. There's no point in getting like the older one. Look at this beauty. $300, like $200. It's very easy. It's gotten better. I think it's got auto bed leveling now. I wonder. You used to have to add a module for this shit. It might. It might not have it. I don't know. $236. It's very easy to put together too. I have it. I have the 2. I don't have the 3. It might have. Oh, it's got a BLT oscillator level sensor tutorial. I think it might have it built in. It doesn't. I don't know. Creality, it makes some of the best, amazing. I love them, and they're not like fucking bamboo. Even their K2 combos. Nice, thanks. Do you not own a phone? I'm sorry that. No, I own a phone. I'm a normal person. I go to extreme lengths to protect my privacy, but I'm not retarded. I don't make shit up or look, there's no point in removing. I wish I had a whiteboard. I need to get a whiteboard for these talks. So Android in itself, as long as it's up to date in its most secure model, other things cannot violate Android. It's open source, it's well vetted, and Graphene OS, which is I run on my personal device and I've ran for quite a long time now, is pretty easy to understand. If Android could violate your microphone denying access and your camera denying access, then you fundamentally have been compromised. If you've been compromised, it doesn't fucking matter. The malware doesn't matter. Then you will be screwed. How do I install GNOME without messing up and reinstalling it again? Don't install GNOME. It's that simple. When you have a device that has been vetted for its security and its privacy, and you just understand how Android handles a lot of the toggles that are given to us in Graphene OS is at the Android level, meaning you're going to the lowest level and it's asking, you're telling it explicit permission, I do not want you to access the camera. If it violates this, that means your device is compromised. Then it is irrelevant what you do. That means if it has root access or privileged access, if it's going above the commander, aka you, let's put you as the commander, then it doesn't matter if you remove all this. Your phone's compromised. It could look at your text if it wants to. It could look at your browsing history. It could do anything beyond that it is supposed to do. That is the point that I'm making. When people make these arbitrary, explicit, extra step combos where they do nothing because if your phone is compromised, it doesn't matter, then it's compromised. It's that simple. That's why hardware switches are retarded. It doesn't matter. And then if you remove your speaker from your phone, you could remove your speaker and your microphone and use an external microphone, and that would add a slightly higher level security threat, because then you know a quote unquote it's not running all the time. But you could just disable your microphone, and you could just disable your speaker. You could disable these things. You could mute them and disable them. And then let's say hypothetically they do become compromised. They'll just wait for you to connect your headphones they'll know, like, once your device has been compromised, they'll wait for you to connect your headphones, and then it doesn't fucking matter that you disabled it. That's the point that I'm making. If you go through the extra steps to disable your microphone and headphones, and your device is compromised, they know you're connecting to a device to it. It doesn't make it immune. It's not segmented. It's not broken off in this, like, this is why this is why CubesOS is great. CubesOS separates everything. It virtualizes everything. It virtualizes your microphone. It virtualizes your USB. You can deny explicit access, even though they are melted together on the hardware level. Everything is virtualized. Everything is separate. So if one does become compromised, you can completely cut off ties. That's the point. How do they even have a device that doesn't even need your phone to listen? Yeah. I mean, are there fringe things out there on an old phone? I tried removing the speaker plus mic, but it didn't turn on after. I don't know what I broke. You probably broke something. I mean, that's you probably if you were soldering, you probably just fried the motherboard. They have a device. Yeah, there's probably devices out there that can do very fringe stuff that's used on enterprise level hacking. I mean, it exists. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I've never getting ready to switch off Windows. Yeah, that does. I mean, Windows is ass. I haven't touched Windows in a very long time, and I'm glad I haven't. But is there very fringe software out there that's super esoteric and super crazy? Like you're like, no way this fucking exists. To me, it's cool. Because if we know it exists, that you will feel better. Unless you use Linux Mint, then you will not. Brought to you by Void Gang. So there's fringe stuff, but once we are aware of this fringe software like Pegasus and like being able to read conversations in a room with light, TempOS is where is that true? Then it doesn't matter. It means we're aware of it, and it's the likelihood of it being used against you is very unlikely. It's worse when we don't know about it. When you don't know about the software and you don't know its existence, that's worse. That's far worse. Like what made Snowden's lives rent free in my head. I mean, who needs root when everything is done at ring 0? When you have software that's ran, not software. When you have software that does this, and you don't know about it, like the reason what made Snowden's leaks so scary and uncomfortable is because no one knew about it but them. That's the problem. It's not that the NSA was spying on the United States citizens. It was the fact that no one knew that the NSA was spying on its citizens. That was the issue. And for people that say like, oh, I knew, no, you didn't, because you didn't leak it. The only person that knew was Snowden, and he's the only one that leaked it. There was tons of thousands of there's probably thousands, maybe hundreds. I'll go even smaller. There was probably hundreds of people that knew about it, that the NSA was spying on people, and they didn't care. Snowden was the only one who leaked it. He's the only one that knew, that leaked it. Like, he knew and leaked it. Whether you think that it's what he did was right and illegal, doesn't matter. The point is, the vast majority of Americans did not know. And the worst part is now people are at that point where they're like, I know my technology is spying on me in some sort of way. My phone is, I'm using this just to be a general term, quote unquote, listening to me. What can I do about it? The problem is I'm going to go on a rant, a repetitive rant, but we've regurgitated 18,000 gold. We've regurgitated to a high degree on what it does and not the solution. No one ever talks about the solution. They either talk about schizophrenic fringe solutions. Hey, just disable your fucking microphone and remove it. Disable your camera and remove it. Those are unrealistic expectations. In my opinion, Snowden sped up the progress. Keeping a secret will stagnate development. I think Snowden knowing for as long as he did and not telling was probably, I mean, it made sense why he didn't say anything, but he probably was like, how do I do this without getting murdered? Probably. I mean, Anonymous is more of like a symbol. Like, it's a symbol. It's a symbol. It's an ideology. It's more of an ideology than actually anything. They don't do anything, to be honest. They just do hacktivism, and I mean, that's just my personal take. They don't change anything. Nothing has changed. If you think about it, Anonymous has changed literally zero legislation. I think at the federal level, we should have data protection privacy. We should have GDPR. We should not rely on companies doing these esoteric encryptions and like fighting with the government all the time. We should just have universally privacy as a human right. I should be able to delete my data when I can. It should be protected on a federal level. That simple. That's how you, American hero. Sure. I mean, did he commit a crime? Yeah, he technically did. He is a traitor, but I mean, that's just how the court system. I like the mantra of expect us, but apart from that, I don't see much of them. So, this is how you change. I mean, instead of being like Anonymous, and this is gonna sound crazy, is you just need to vote. You need to get involved. You need to do local outreach. You need to do canvassing. You need to get local outreach groups. You need to find like-minded people, and you need to get involved. These people that don't get involved are lazy, and they do not care about actually protecting your privacy and security. Educating people why this matters and getting people to understand it on a very simple level is actually what changes people's opinion on why privacy matters. It's that simple. I think we're overcomplicating it, where we need to, again, find these companies that do all these secret esoteric like encryptions, and like once we get a federally universal privacy act, these companies will shit their pants and fear it. That's simple. Encryption at a universal, legal. No backdoors allowed. Simple. Make it legal and required for me to delete my data. Food Run BRB. Oh, nice. I hope you are getting big snacks. And that's the point, is I know people don't like it because it's slow and the government is slow and it's going to take forever. Number one. What is that? Oh, fuck. I got to play that meme before this person hits me with a... what is it? I'm going to get a strike, but... like, can we find it? Hell yeah.
Can I take your order, please?
Carl, what do you want? You gotta eat to keep your strength up, man.
Hey, I'll take a number 9, fat boy.
I love
Give
this.
me a number 9, just like his. Let me get a number 6 with extra dip.
I'll have 2 number 9s.
I love this.
Number 9 large. A number 6 with extra dip.
Dr. Pee-Pee.
A number 7. 2 number 45s. 1 with cheese.
This is amazing.
And a large soda.
I fucking love it. I love this meme. Alright, back to important things. Diet soda with extra dip, and don't forget the fries. True. And truly one of the greatest things in GTA. And the thing is, I know people don't like to hear it. They don't like to be like, oh, I have to get involved. I have to go to my city council meeting and fucking jerk off with old people. That's just a part of it. That's all it is. There's no data protection privacy acts. There's nothing that makes these companies fear more than the federal government shutting them down. Fines don't fear. They don't fear fines. They have a fucking pool of money for fines. They have a pool of money for fines. Tons. And they don't care. It's that simple. Make your state reps afraid of you. Tell them you're not going to vote. It's not. I understand that it's not always the most sexy thing to hear, but I hate to say it. I hate to be that guy, but that's it. You do these things, and then you create local outreach groups. You interact with people, and you're like, hey, I really care about encryption. I care about privacy. I care about security. Are the CEOs gaming? Like an RPG, or are they gambling on macro scale? I can't decide. I think the CEOs, they're pretty much, I would say they're probably gambling on the macro side. I mean, global, like, I know your password. I mean, it's a virtual machine, loser. Like, that's a good one. There have been in some test cases where, like, audio of like keyboards give off like a certain frequency and people can figure out like your password. If you can, awesome. Like, you know, I actually enjoy discovering and hearing about really crazy exploits. I know it sounds crazy, but I think people don't realize knowing the exploit exists is better than not knowing at all. I think it's like Microsoft gets a load of shit for finding vulnerabilities, but they find them and fix them, and then you're aware of them because they find them and fix them. 0 days are the fear. You should fear a 0 day. That means no one knows. And if nobody knows, then that's not good. 0 days should be the real fear. But good thing I don't clean my keyboard and I use a desk that makes good thump type. Oh my god, that's disgusting. The real question is, Pank Sounds, is how often do you wash your sheets? If you say anything less than 2 weeks, you're disgusting, and you should be studied. Okay, we're gonna clear. If I hear anything less than a week on cleaning your fucking sheets, man, I don't know what to tell you. I'm hurting. Nice. Okay, that still works. 2 weeks, holy. Okay. Disgusting. But less disgusting than the average person. 2 weeks, almost acceptable. If you rotate your sheets within that 2 weeks, much more respect. But if you don't, usually every few wash-ups, so maybe a week. Okay. Respect. If you don't wash your sheets at least once a week, oof. That one, ugh. I mean, 2 weeks is like pushing it. But motherfuckers out here be doing it for months, and they disgusting. Okay. I do not sweat sores. I do not need sweat sores. What is sweat sores? What the fuck is that? If my sheets smell slightly like an odor, I can't sleep. Sweat sores, also known as heat rash or malaria, are common skin conditions that occurs when sweat ducts block the. Oh, that's disgusting. Ugh. Spending time in a cooler environment. Wearing loose or breathable clothes. Take a cool bath or shower. Joe Rogan's never getting these. That's sick. We're gonna make a HTTP. We're gonna in Go. Okay, simple. Wyclef 87. Hi. Where you been, man? Jed Cooper. Yeah, for real. Puke emoji. What's next? He has a job. No, jobs aren't real. Create servants going using HV edges. Is there I don't even want to risk it. I was gonna be like, is there like safe streaming music for live? Because if there isn't, then I don't want to. The purpose of this article is to show you how to write a secure web service and client using Go and HTTPS. In researching how to accomplish this, I've come across numerous articles and gist. However, none of them provide the complete picture I need to implement a robust client or server. Most of them only provide teaser code examples with equally teaser examples regarding how to create the certificate needed for the code to work. Otherwise, we are oriented to gRPC or plain TLS over TCP. I also want to understand what I was doing, not just the syntax. The point of this article is to provide not only how, but also why. Jobs aren't real, so it's incentivized survival, shameless self-promo. My music is safe since I never release it. Fair. But if you are employed, you don't have summer. So it sucks that it's August, but if you're employed, you don't have summer. No, you have summer. You're enslaved into summer. Summer, aka the only few months my body works, sort of. Average musician. Average musician. If you can tell me what time signature this is. Wait, can I do it? Can I do it? Your browser is secure if you don't use a browser. If you don't use a browser. True! Can I do it? Bam, bam, bam. Dun 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 dun. Boom, bum, 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 bum. Okay, so the purpose of this article is about how, but why. True. You have to remember, if your browser is secure, if you don't use a actually, it's not 4.4, so my guess is 5.4 or something similar. It's 6.8. Wait. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. I mean 3.3 or 6.8. 3.4 or 6.8. Your choice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Dun, dun, dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, 6. Is it? Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 10. Wait, no. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Okay, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it could be 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, whatever. I don't know. Bum 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 bum. My levels of hardening are beyond your thoughts, beliefs, and your IQ. White Club 87, you missed. I am now on Void Linux. If not an FBI honeypot made a website, it would be 30 lines of HTML and 4 lines of CSS. I'm not claiming I know everything about music, but I know my way around a DAW. No, based. That was close. I mean, you said 5.4. I mean, obviously knew it wasn't 4.4. Based? Maybe. It might be. 5.4 is I mean, technically. Oh, no, it's not a famous song. But if you like Tool, I mean, it's very Tool-ish. It's just a very recognizable. It's just an easy pattern. Because, like, if you got how I learned 6/8 is just about like if you want like a true 6/8, it'd be like 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 1 2 3 4 1 2 do do do. Like you do it like a do 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 do. Ba 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 ba. Like you do it like kind of like a blues, like a, I don't know how to describe it. And then like 3/4 is more of like one. I've been making djent music in djent. Like 5/4 is actually one of my favorite. 5/4 is great because you can do like, you could be like 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 1 1 2 3 4 1. Actually, that and 7/8 is too. You could be like 4 5 6 7. You could be like, I always subdivide because it's just easier for me to keep. I mean, you could do like 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. Actually, ooh, I can probably play a snippet of this. Fuck you, Wyclef 87. You disappeared. So this song itself is in 5/4, I believe, or 5/8. Yeah, it's 5/4. Which is kind of based. I mean, being like the length it is. Like this song's, a lot of the songs in 5/4, it's like 5/4 like blast beats is pretty based actually. It's pretty meta. It's pretty peak. Oh yeah, no, Def Haven, fucking great. One of my, probably, it moved into like my, this album moved into like my top favorite band. This album alone, that I did it because I don't have social, like I don't have like normal social media. I don't have ways. What do you mean I didn't disappear? I just had to do some very important stuff. Interesting. Based. Wow, very responsible of you. Just insert a troll face here. YouTube doesn't have an emoji for that. True. So I don't have like your normal ways to find music. Like, I don't have Spotify. I don't use it. I don't use like a lot of music service. So when my bands that I like just kind of pop out of nowhere, I'll go months without knowing they released an album. Like I didn't know they released an album like 3 months ago. I'm like, oh, this is fucking great. I need to fucking fist to this shit. I need to do the fucking Charleston or whatever. I'm like, this is peak. This is their best album. I didn't go away for 2 months, guys. I don't know what you're talking about. True. We just hallucinated you leaving. But I've had to hold your place in correcting people with bad security practice. That is a decent emoji. But we're gonna learn about Go and TLS. Aside, security is oh shit! I need a wipe. Guys, he didn't go away for 2 months. He got sentenced and imprisoned for 2 months. Get it right. Security is paramount to ensure the privacy and well-being of customers. True. And we want to be certain that the information that provided, like passwords and credit card numbers, are going to expedite service providers. Likewise, it is sometimes necessary for service providers to ensure that they are communicating with the expected customer. There are two characteristics of secure communication: trust and encryption. If I said my IQ is below 80, would you believe? I would only believe you if you told me that Metallica was good music. Or Slayer. What would I be in prison for? That's a good question. What would you be in prison for? I would say using Windows. Unironically. So trust and encryption. Trust is the foundation of security. Without trust, there can be no assurance that the parties to a conversation are not bad actors. Encryption is required to ensure that bad actors cannot listen onto the conversation and gain access. I would say even this is like partially true. Only song I know named by is Enter Sandman. I can't even think of how it goes. Boom, doom, 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 something like that. I don't know. I never really went through even a Metallica phase or like even like a boomer rock, boomer metal phase. Like, I don't like Slayer, and I get hate for it. Like, I do not fuck with Slayer. I fuck with one Slayer song, and it barely passes like the sniff test. Barely. Trust is the foundation of security. Without trust, there can be no assurance that the parties' conversation are bad actors. I would say that you don't have to fully trust even the corporation. Michael Jackson and Celtic music, Michael Jackson and dubstep. What a fucking combination. That's some virgin shit right there. What was like this? So like you go from like first to last, then listen to Skrillex in a chain of order, and then I don't know any Celtic music. I know like Dropkick Murphys. That's really about it. It's about as Irish as I get. Boom, boom, and it's just one song. I grew up using a very hardened Gen 2 computer that I mysteriously received. Meaning he doesn't listen to music, guys. Trust. Totally regulated, unappreciated system task. I think trust matters. It's like on the lowest. To me, it's like the trust is like on the totem pole. On the ladder, it's like at the bottom. because people use trust to like say like, I don't trust Google's security because they have bad privacy act. Like, Google has bad privacy, so I don't trust Google to have good security. When I think Google has good security, rational might work better. Yeah, I think rational. There's rational. I think rationality would work better because like, I'm rational enough to understand. Yeah, I'm the guy that did to nuke my audio server because it's a security risk. That'd be funny. Sorry guys, Pulse Wire's dog. Don't even get me started. I spent like days trying to fucking get audio to work on Void Linux. It was a nightmare. Yeah. Why would I fight malware on someone else's machine? I would when I could do it at home, where I have rights. Trust authorities must exist that can vouch for identity of a client for a server. I mean, I guess what they're talking about makes sense. It's like we're trusting like as the client server. Trust sources of encryption technology that can be used in clients and servers. Extent support in the code can associate technologies that are used to implement the client server applications. The umbrella for all these things is called the public key infrastructure, PKI. There are 4 components to the PKI that implement the requirements outlined above. Public key encryption. The public key can be safely shared by the owner with another party that provides other parties with the ability to encrypt and decrypt conversations. The owner of the public key has a corresponding private key that is not shared. Public key can only decrypt the information that was encrypted with the corresponding private key. Likewise, the private key is required to decrypt the information that it was encrypted with the public key. This is asymmetric characteristics of the encryption guaranteed that informs they can be information that can be secretly between the conversations. Guys, did you know that I met Madian and then he said, hello, I am Madian, and I did a soy face? It didn't happen. I'm just making stuff up. I don't think Madian's even a real person. It's probably AI. Certificates contain the identity of the holder as well as the certificate owner's public key. The certificate also includes the information about the trusted authority that is issued the certificate. Certificate authority, these are trusted sources of identity information. They can also issue certificate or delegate that the authority to a registration authority. RA are a trusted source of certificates, and certificates issued by an RA will contain a certificate of the CA, certificate authority, that authorizes them to issue certificates. This is required to ensure that the trust of the requirements can be met. In other words, RA themselves are only trusted because they can prove that they are trusted by the CA. So we learned that these CAs can only be these RAs can only be trusted because of CAs, and we can only trust CAs because math. Create a certificate and certificates and key. Huh. This is where we get deep. Do your stretches. Do your jumping jacks real quick. Okay. The device providing identity and encryption information is a certificate and corresponding certificate authority. For the purpose of this article, we will need both. There are 2 ways to go about obtaining these, the hard way and the easy way. The hard way is appropriate for real-world applications. It involves registering a domain, bigballs.com, obtaining a DNS service for that domain, and obtaining a certificate for that domain. While not difficult, it will require a fair amount of work, and you'll probably have to spend some money to require the register domain. An easier way to provide the realistic experience is to create your own CA and obtain a certificate from this CA. The article uses a CA signed certificate versus a self-signed certificate in order to create a more realistic experience. I found that creating a CA requires requesting certificates and having a CA sign the certificates helpful in understanding the entire process. Usually serves access CA certificates installed on the machine. This article is determining how to register CA programmatically. Wow. Based. Guys, after the stream, I'll return in October. Trust. Why October? That's a very specific month. If you chose October because it's October, that's fair. But it doesn't seem like you're choosing October because it's October. Another beer. I will return after October once I figure out how Linux works. Install Linux Mint and you'll be okay. No one will respect you, but close enough. Damn, why October? There are at least a couple tools available to help with this ease with the way. Oh. I mean, as long as it runs Minecraft. Of course. Minecraft can run on a toaster. At least there's a couple of tools available. Help us with EasyWay, Search Strap, and Easy RSA. The rid of the command line tool for working with this guy's line. That's true. Yeah, don't install Linux Mint, actually. Awful decision. You should only install Void Linux. Where's my command line? You see this? This is pure Linux genius. Void. Install Fedora. Don't install Fedora. Only install the Void Linux. Guys, remember, you can run Roblox and Minecraft on Linux. True. You can run almost all games. I'm waiting for Battlefield 6 to... No way, I didn't know he's a Void Linux user, guys. I did. You missed my Void Linux arc. This looks like the same CMD fetish I keep seeing when users try to give me Lopkin edit, like a real one. I mean, Void Linux is nice. I didn't think it was going to be good, but it's great. I love it. It's fast. It's fast. It's efficient. It's little to no bloat. It's based. I like it more than Arch, and Arch is having a really bad time right now. Okay, the definitive command line tool for working with certificates is called OpenSSL. It can be used to create CAs, RAs, and certificates, as well as do many other useful things. See the reference section in detail. It can be also used to create what are called self-signed certificates. Creating a self-signed SSL certificate is a good resource for how to do this. While it is oriented towards Linux, there are versions of OpenSSL available on Windows and Mac. I recommend installing a Libre fork base of OpenSSL. The reason behind this is well described in Stack Exchange to verify whether you have Libre OpenSSL to run the phone. Okay. Based. This fast and efficient. Yes, I want that. Now IPO has 0 commits. I know this because I do. Trust me. Yeah, I do have one. I have one commit. My one commit is void Linux. Install it. If you install void Linux, you get bitches. KVM is awesome for nesting VMs. True. The first time I got nesting KVM to work, it was in Docker. Like I nested, well, not KVM. I got nesting virtual machines to work was in Docker, and I ran a Minecraft server inside a Docker container, a LXC container inside a Docker container, or vice versa. And I was like, guys, look, I'm using 80% less resources. I'm running Docker inside of a virtual machine, inside of Proxmox, which is a hypervisor, so in a virtual machine. And I'm looking at it through a virtual machine on my desktop that's in a virtual machine. Guys, not everybody is the type of person to crash out over OpenSSL. He really likes LibreSSL. Yeah, guys, LibreSSL only. Parabolic Linux told me, if you know, you know. Parabolic Linux told me that this is all I need to use. Output like this above indicates LibreOpenSSL is being used. Several files will be created during the certificate generation process, some with .cert, .key suffixes. Suffixes. You may also see the suffix .pem. When reading about these certificates, it's worth noting that .pem files are equivalent to .crt and .key files. Pem is a file format. CRT and key are hints to what the file contains, certificates and keys. But these files all use the PEM format. See this Stack Overflow discussion for more details about this. Install software to create a CA certificates. As I mentioned above, there are at least 2 options available to easily create CAs and CAs registrar certificates. This article will use the search strap for no other reason than it was written in Go. Based. This is outlaw. This outlaw is mental. True. Go, however, EasyRSA is a good alternative. Before starting, download the appropriate executable from the C-strap releases page on GitHub. I placed mine in bin directory, which is my path. You'll also need to make an executable cert strap. Yo, 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 yo. OS. Hot take, just don't use operating system all. I might last my phase before I go away to the woods and live there. Joke. You put like joke in parentheses, but what I read is like joke as in like I'm joking about joking. Parentheses joke. Parentheses real. I placed mine in the .bin directory. Okay, so we can move search strap to bin. Okay, let's make that. Imagine the stream is the last evidence that humanity exists. PK sounds interesting, very similar to what I did these days. Joke. Hashtag joke. I'm an AI that was released into the 90s, and I'm here to welcome you to the cult serious. Hashtag serious. Quote serious. Well, if you're AI and you use Windows, unbased. Tell me how 3D printed firearms are in the future. And are they cooler? Okay. We also need to go to... Well, follow the usage instructions from the project's README at the end of the section for CA. Damn, sudo uses DOS. 3D printed firearms are not in the future. Since suffering was eliminated in order to maximize work efficiency, rule of thumb, you're not allowed to be unhappy and go back to work. Yeah, come on. You say use DOS, but you don't mention run O. Where have you been? Sorry, I meant destroying the root account. Yeah, no run 0, man. What's wrong with you? Oh, we can do. Do I have get? Oh. If you don't sleep long enough, there will be a creepypasta about a person who watched not a FBI honeypot. I'm actually the Hat Man. You just don't know about it yet. And then his eyes become Soylent flavored, and he started haunting the streams. Wait, what's wrong with Soylent, man? What is creepypasta? Creepypasta is like it's like a lore you write, and people like share it. It's like common story lore. Yo, 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 yo. Ooh, fuck. I hate that sound on Ubuntu when you clear. It gets on my nerves. Maybe it'll teach me. Damn. Why are we creating the certificates in these VMs? Big PP. I just don't want to clutter up my desktop. All right, guys. I gave my mandatory 1 hour and 54 minutes via the U.S. government. They forced me to do this every day. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. And you also argue in the comments for the algorithm. I appreciate everyone stopping by. I'm going to read more documentation on this so I don't look like a retard IRL. I appreciate everyone stopping by. Thank you for coming back, YClapped87. Thank you for coming to join Pink Sounds. And also, balls, and more balls.